Live better and longer with the Fitzness Show, hosted by fitness expert, author, and TV personality Fitz Kohler. She'll tell you why diets are dumb, supplements are snake oil, and the truth about how you can earn a lean, hard, pain-free, and athletic body. Now for our favorite bossy blonde, Fitz Kohler.
Well, hi team, I'm Fitz Kohler, your very noisy birthday girl from fitzness.com, and welcome to the Fitzness Show. That's right, it was my birthday yesterday, May 27th, and it was a great birthday. You know what? I am so grateful for every birthday I get. I hear some people complain about aging or whatever, and I don't give a rat's ass. I'm so grateful to be able to age, right? It's such a gift. So yeah, I had a birthday and I loved it. I what did I do? I had an easy day at home. I'm here in Gainesville, which was lovely. The only thing missing was my daughter, who's out of town announcing Mud Girl. That's right. She announced Mud Girl Charlotte last weekend and will announce Mud Girl Poconos this coming weekend. So she's not home. But other than that, it was fantastic. I did what I want. I got great phone calls, or should I say FaceTimes, from some family and my best friends, my favorite people. And I got lots of love online. Thank you so much kindness from you. And I made a plea. I put out a video and said, you know what I want today? I want y'all to work out for me. This is what I want. I mean, I have things, right? Y'all, I've got enough shirts and shoes, and well, maybe there's never enough shoes, right? But yeah, I have the things I want. The thing that I want in the world is for all of you to exercise, for all of you to eat right. And if you haven't figured that out yet, I'm smacking you on the back of the head and saying, pay attention, because that's what I want. And so I asked, and you guys responded by exercising. Tom Zidzak said that he did a 7-minute 15-second plank on my behalf. That was incredible. Yassine did a great boxing workout. And I don't know, so many of you went for walks and lifted weights, and one coached baseball for me and whatever. That's nice. It's nice. It made me very, very happy. So you guys make every day of my year so wonderful, so wonderful. Even when I'm not with you, I think about you and you just light me up with joy. So thank you for being my birthday gift on my birthday and on my unbirthday, because I need you. I need you so much. And I do. I'm addicted. I'm addicted. And what a great addiction to have. So thank you for all the birthday wishes. Oh, and then here's the other thing. I make my children make me homemade gifts. That's the thing I've always wanted from them. I mean, when they're little kids, you're not asking for them to buy you things. I mean, how weird. But I just said, make me something. I want artwork or a song or anything, even funny cards. And so I woke up and I opened the refrigerator, and my son had made me a tray of chocolate covered strawberries, which are pretty much my favorite dessert. And I love it when he hand makes them for me. And then he made some funny artwork, and it's now on my fridge. And yes, he's 20, but the artwork on my fridge is adorable. You would think maybe a 6-year-old made it. But I'm going to tell you that it was a picture of him and I, and there were popsicle sticks involved and glitter and glue. And it was spectacular. And so I will now giggle every time I go to the refrigerator. And then Ginger is making me something. I'm not sure what, but when she gets home, I will enjoy it then. And we have a strict policy in this house. We are not bossed around by Hallmark. That's right. Just because Hallmark says May 10th is Mother's Day or whatever, screw you, Hallmark. Stop telling us what to do. I don't need to celebrate Mother's Day on Mother's Day. If I'm out of town working, making an income to support me and my house and my family, then good for me. I don't need to be at home with these humans on that day. We take every day seriously. So sometimes we do Mother's Day a month late, or my birthday a month late, or theirs late. And that's just fine, or early. But yeah, we are not on Hallmark's schedule. And so I hope you're not either. I hope, gosh, if you can't be with your loved one on Valentine's Day, it's not a crisis. What if your loved one is working and you're pissed at home? You're thinking, oh God, you're off working like a jerk and it's Valentine's Day. Well, get a grip. February 14th means nothing. It means nothing. It's a manufactured holiday. I would say that Christmas, if you believe that was the day Jesus was born, then there you go. That has an actual meaning. But I don't know, Valentine's Day, what does it mean? It means Nothing. It means be romantic. Okay, we'll do that all 365 days a year, and you don't have to worry about February 14th, right? So, anyhow, these are my thoughts, the rants of a mad woman, as I think some other lady has trademarked. But yeah, so we actually did do some birthday stuff on my birthday. We were going to go axe throwing. That's something I chose, but then it just kind of got late, and I thought, we can go axe throwing another time. I'd rather get home and be with the dogs and walk them. So blah, blah, blah. Birthday. Now it's over. We have to wait till next May 27th to do it again. Or you could treat me like it's my birthday every day and say happy unbirthday and give me a hug and maybe some handmade artwork. And that would make me very happy. The other thing I did this week, and I'm going to answer your questions. That's actually the theme of the freaking show, is I will be answering your questions. I got a bunch of good ones and I think you're going to like them. But before we get to the Q's and A's, I'm going to tell you about my life, right? So this weekend I went to do an obstacle course race, which I love. I just love doing. It's my favorite type of racing. If you've never done an obstacle course race, you should consider it. It's running or walking with some challenges in between. It actually breaks up the monotony of left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Usually it's not on asphalt or pavement. And so you have a softer ride. It's less traumatic on your joints and your feet because you're running on grass or dirt. And obstacle course races come in all different levels of intensity and skill set. And I heard one, it's Hildevat. It's a Viking theme in St. Augustine, Florida. And I've seen it before. They used to have the races on the beach. And really what I thought is, I don't want to do that because I don't like running on the sand. The fresh, soft sand is just, wow, it's hard. It's hard on your calves. That's actually the thing, is I don't want to walk like a weirdo for days because my calves are so tight from running or walking on soft sand. So I didn't sign up before, but this time they moved it into the forest, and I thought, yeah, we'll do that. That sounds really fun. I wanted to actually do the 5K on Saturday, but there was a Florida Gator softball game. We had a super regional here in Gainesville, and I wanted to go watch the girls. I've been dying to go see Gator softball all season, and I haven't gotten there. So this was my last opportunity. Sadly, we lost that game, but we played again on Sunday and we won it. And our team is going to the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma, which is outstanding. Game starts May 29th at noon Eastern. So if you don't have a team, if you don't have skin in the game, well, just like we did with men's Gator basketball, you can be one of us, right? Join the Gator Nation and celebrate these awesome girls in orange and blue. But yeah, I went out there and it was 95 degrees and it was great. It's such a happy environment. You know what? The University of Florida always gives me and my fellow Gator fans something to be excited about, right? There's always something going on here. We have an elite level of sports in almost every category. In fact, our women's lacrosse team was in the Final Four this past weekend. They lost in the Final Four, the final game, but they were awesome. So, and now our baseball is in the regionals, I think, right now. So anyways, and golf is our golfers are playing for a national championship. So lots and lots and lots of things to be excited about. But the crowds are great. The people are nice, and it's all kinds of people. And I like being in crowds of all kinds of people, right? So I could go hang out with all the blonde girls, and that would get pretty boring. But I like all the different age groups and the different colors and the different religions and the different everything. It's just a wonderful group of people. And when you're united behind a sport, then it just leads to a lot of really good camaraderie with strangers. So right now there's the Stanley Cup is going on. I'm sure all those people are having a blast together. Pro basketball, NBA, they're having their final tournaments. Just sports are the best. Sports are the best. Sports also make us better people. It's nice to get out there and cheer and celebrate and have something in common with our fellow man or woman. But then being an athlete and playing, whether you're good or bad, has so many wonderful rewards. But yeah, I loved it. And I got to visit with Alberta and Albert, our mascots. And this was very cute. I went to the snack bar to buy a bottle of water. And as they were reaching for my water, they opened the cabinet, and it's so freaking cute. All the Gatorades in the refrigerator section of our snack bar, they're all either orange Gatorade or blue Gatorade. That's it. That's what you get. You don't get any red. You don't get any of the other colors. It's orange or blue. And they were just laid out, all the oranges on one line and the blues in another. And so fun. And if you're unfamiliar, Gatorade was actually created for the Florida Gator football team back in the 60s. And boy, has it made a big impact on the entire world. But yeah, we're proud to have Gatorade here. Unfortunately, I'm a decaf Diet Coke drinker, and we will probably never in a million years have Coke products on UF campus because PepsiCo owns Gatorade. And so if you go to a vending machine on campus, you're going to get a Diet Pepsi or whatever Pepsi product. So boo and hiss, but PepsiCo is great too. I've done some speaking for them, and they own Tropicana, they own Dasani, they own Quaker. So PepsiCo is great, but I don't know. I do wish Gatorade was a Coke product. Wow. Okay. So anyway, softball, nice, 95 degrees. And then the next day, Hildevat, which this was interesting because it's just a guy. It's a private business owner, a small business owner. He lives in Neptune Beach, which is Jacksonville, Florida, and he owns this property in St. Augustine. And so he built a permanent obstacle course race out there. It's trails, there's loops around lakes, and then he has his structures in place. So one of the things that makes obstacle course racing challenging for the people who put it on is they have to take all their equipment, put it in a semi with the staff, and they have to drive it to a location, pay a lot of money for the location, because what do they do when they get to the location? They kind of tear it up. They dig trenches to put mud pits, and they kind of ruin the place, and they have to pay a lot of money for that because not only are they renting the space, but then they have to pay for the repair, the cleanup. When they leave, people come in and they return the land the way it was supposed to be. And so obstacle course racing can get very, very expensive for the companies that put it on, and the travel fees and everything. Well, this guy, Dan, he's removed that. He owns the property and he has the structures out there. And so he's going to be hosting semi-regular obstacle course races out there for people like me who just want to come participate on the weekend, 5K, 10K, longer distances, if you want to do, or challenges, I should say, where you can do multiple races. And then he's going to also allow people to come pay money to use it as a training facility. So if you're into CrossFit or obstacle course racing, you can go there and work out on Wednesday night. It's just really intelligent. So I showed up. It was small. I think there was 150 people on Saturday for the 5K and 150 on Sunday for the 10K, but it was just great. And he was doing his best. It was a skeleton crew, him and his wife, George, who I'm guessing is his operation king. George did a little bit of everything, and he took photos. And then there was maybe a couple of other people out there, but I really respect it. As a small business owner, I think it's exciting to see other people with their innovations and, just watching their dreams come true, watching them create something out of nothing, which I admire so much. It's one of the American ways, right? We say entrepreneurial spirit stuff. It's the American way, but there's a lot of American ways because we do all the things, right? But it was a pleasure and a privilege to be out there, support Dan. It was great. He was also the announcer, and he did a great job explaining the course. He was very enthusiastic, and there was maybe 5 of us at the start, but he gave it his all with gusto. When he found out who I was, he was like, "Oh, I'm embarrassed that you're here. I got a real pro." And I was like, "No, man, you're fun. You're killing it." So it was a treat. And the course was really fun. I love being in the woods. I just feel at home in the woods. I just love it so much. So that was a real privilege. Yes, I put on all the sunscreen. Yes, I covered my body with tick spray, because that's important, right? You got to get out there. Mosquitoes and ticks sprayed up big time. And I'm sure I would have paid the price had I not, but it was very, very hot. So, and I don't feel like I hold hydration very well. So I can drink lots of water and still not feel fully hydrated. And so I carried water bottles, which they provided for us everywhere I went. And I just kept guzzling as we ran, but lots of cargo nets to climb, lots of walls to climb. There was a bucket carry. Spartan does the big Home Depot buckets, and they fill with, I think it's 50 pounds of rocks for men and 25 pounds for women. Dan and his crew, Hildevat, they had buckets filled with water. And that was actually, I liked it a little better, I think. I think the swishing of the water as I was carrying it maybe pushed me forward. It might have also been pushing me backwards, but it was a distraction. And it was just great. Oh, there was axe throwing, which I like very much. And there was a thing where you pull stones on a rope. It was fun. I loved it. and I'm excited to go back. And it's a small race. So, perhaps some might say, well, it's not a big deal and it's not Disney or I don't know, whatever, Big Rick Gasparilla. But it was still wonderful. And I got the same amount of running and climbing and crawling that I would have if there were 1,000 people there. I just had a little more wiggle room, which I really enjoyed. And then the medals were fantastic. So if you're watching, hey, we're uploading the Fitzness show onto YouTube now in video format. So if you'd rather watch than listen, you can do that here, or you can do both. That's actually better. But the Hildebot medal is pretty fantastic. Congratulations, Dan. I loved being out there. It was fun, fun, fun. And I had signed up for the 10K because that's all there was on Sunday, but I decided to do the 5K and I felt great about it. Instead of doing 4 loops, I did 2. I told the timer, I said, hey, I'm done. And it was just so hot. It was just so hot. And that's a little lesson for you all is if you're out there registered for whatever sporting event and you feel like it's enough, it's enough. You don't have to go the distance if you're going to start having physical problems, right? And I definitely would have suffered some ugly dehydration issues had I not pushed pause on my race. So yeah, no ego about it. I had a fun time. I wanted to do a 5K. That's exactly what I did. And I had a lot of fun and happy times, happy memories. It was a nice add to my birthday. This weekend, actually tomorrow, I'm headed to Fargo. So if you're going to be at the Fargo Marathon weekend, please stop by, say hello, catch a hug on Thursday night. Frode, if you don't know Frode, you should. He's my favorite Norwegian. He is planned for a beer party at Bison Turf on the top floor with me, featuring me. That's right, featuring me and beer and running. And so we're going to have a lot of fun together. I hope you'll join us. Also, I just added a new shirt design to the Fitzness store. So fitzness.com, the store. Our Fitzness running flag was released last year, and so many of you have purchased it, and you look so damn good in it, which I really appreciate. It's the American flag with the red stripes made out of red running shoes, and then we traded the stars for little white microphones. So that's the Fitzness flag, but I switched it up, and I have the running shoes and the stars, the traditional stars. So really the flag is only altered by the red running shoes. And so if you love America and you love walking or running or any sort of exercise and you need something to wear for the 4th of July or Veterans Day, Memorial Day, which just passed, any time where you want to feel patriotic while exercising, we've got t-shirts and tank tops and hoodies and cropped hoodies and all sorts of cute designs, but they're at fitzness.com, and I custom order everything because I don't want to be a girl who carries store. I am not going to order 100 shirts and just let them sit in my office. So I order them one by one. If you would like one for 4th of July, especially, order them quickly or I won't be able to get them to you in time. So there you go. That's what you need to know. I'm going to jump into these questions, and they're really good ones. So thank you to everyone who asked, because it gives me some quality content to share with you. All right. So Grace says, I really want to become more flexible. What are some of the best ways to improve this? So stretching you can do all the time. I mean, obviously stretching is the way to become more flexible. And where there are restrictions on strength training, for example, you should only train each muscle group every other day. Stretching has no such limitations. You can stretch all the time, and I encourage you to do that. However, if you would like to stretch for increased flexibility, really make a dent in your progress, you should stretch aggressively after a vigorous workout. And that vigorous workout can be cycling or swimming or dancing or karate or whatever you do. But at the end of your workout is when your body's temperature is hot and your muscles are actually warm. They call it a warm up, right? But they're a little more pliable. I always relate it back to spaghetti, right? If you pull spaghetti out of a box, it's super hard. But then when you heat it up, it starts to give a little bit. When you boil it, it gets all loosey-goosey. So at the end of your workout, your body has been hot for a while. You've been moving it in all sorts of directions, hopefully. That's when your muscles are kind of at that boiling state, and they're going to be primed to make progress. And so at the end of your workout, stretch everything. Stretch your back and your chest and your biceps and your triceps and your calves and your quads and your glutes, all of the things. If you need suggestions on how to stretch, go to YouTube or fitzness.com. I've got an infinite amount of videos there to help you do that. My Instagram account now is packed with brief little videos showing you how to do stuff, right? So torso stretches, there's relief for your sore back, there's hip stretches, there's all the things. So just please use my resources, or I made them for no reason, right? But use them and hold each stretch for between, gosh, when you're stretching for progress, I would say 20 seconds-ish. You can go a little less, a little more, but hold those stretches, relax, and then go back to it. Repeat the stretch. And when you stretch, you want to go to a point where you wince, right? You get that little squint in your eye, and maybe you think a little woof. That's where you're making progress. If you can't feel the stretch, you're not going deep enough. If it's starting to hurt, you've gone too far. You should not be in pain. You should just be slightly uncomfortable. And that's the way to make progress. The other great way to make progress with flexibility is to do activities where you are moving your bodies in large ways. So running is a very linear motion, right? We're only going forward. It's very small. You've got your elbows in tight, close to your body. You're lifting your knees, but you're not really extending your legs. So running is not an exercise designed to increase your flexibility. However, if you do karate, right, and maybe you start off kicking people in the hip, as you warm up, you should be able to maybe kick people in the belly button and then get up to their chest, right? Dance is something that may increase your flexibility. Swimming, do different strokes. The more you move in different directions, the better your flexibility and mobility are going to be. So those are my pointers for flexibility. And really, flexibility, if you're not focused on it, you should be. If you are tight, you're going to likely suffer some sort of pain somewhere, whether it's your calves or your low back or your neck. Tightness is uncomfortable. You're not very likely to stand up tall, right? Your posture is going to suffer, and you're going to be limited on your mobility, your ability to do things without sprains, strains, or tears, and nobody wants to be injured. So stretch, boys and girls, men and women, stretch. You got to do it. And we will be right back.
Are you looking for the perfect gift for a loved one battling cancer? The Cancer Comeback Series by Fitz Kohler offers hope, inspiration, and practical guidance. With Your Healthy Cancer Comeback, My Noisy Cancer Comeback, and The Healthy Cancer Comeback Journal. These books are a lifeline for all patients and survivors. Right now, you can order autographed copies at a special discount. Show your support and help a loved one go from sick to strong. Visit fitzness.com today. That's fitzness.com. Fitzness.com.
We're back. All right, next question. Adam wants to know, what are some of the best strategies to recover after a long run? And so long run, I'm saying 3 miles plus long. I mean, for you, it might be 2 miles, who knows? But I think a proper cool down is the first thing. So if you're running at a 10-minute pace, then you should continue walking. You've completed your run. You've crossed your designated finish line, even if it's your mailbox, right? Cool down. Walk for a while. Don't just stop running, go in the house, sit on the couch, right? Cool down for at least 10% of your workout time. So if you were out there running for 30 minutes, walk for 3 minutes. Easy peasy. Let your heart rate come down gradually. Take deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Big cleansing breath. That's going to be really good for your heart, for your lungs. And then as you relax, your muscles are going to start to relax too. And then stretch, right? We want to stretch after those vigorous workouts. And I just talked about all that. But yeah, stretching is a great idea. And then if you've run really far and put your body in a place where you're feeling exhausted, well, then take some time off from doing that activity. I don't find any value in running 10 miles every day. I just don't. Maybe some running coach might tell you differently. I'm not your running coach. I'm your fitness coach. I'm your fitness expert. So I think running hard on Monday, wonderful idea. Probably on Tuesday, your hips, your calves, maybe your quads are going to be a bit sore from that. All right, fine. You can still work hard today. Go swimming, go boxing, do something else. You can still enhance your fitness, your cardiorespiratory fitness, your endurance, and your strength. Just do something else. Or if you run really, really far for you, whatever distance that may be, perhaps you want to take a day off. You want to take a day off. You want to get in the hot tub. You want to get I don't know, a massage, or just take a day to do nothing but walk the dogs and stretch. That could be fine too. So yeah, I think there's a bunch of opportunities there, and use your recovery tools. So foam rolling, quality choice. When you're done exercising, foam roll immediately. If you've got any of those massage tools, whether it's a thumper or the pillow with the thumbs, which I personally love, use them. If you have a massage therapist, use that person. If you've got a lover, ask that person to put their hands on your parts and give a squeeze. So yeah, a hot bath, any of those things are great for recovery. If it sounds relaxing to you, it probably is going to be relaxing to your muscles as well. And then of course, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Water is such a magical potion. We don't give it enough credit, but yeah, lots of water will help you with active recovery. Okay, what else? Cameron wants to know, Cameron says, do you think lifting heavier weight is better than doing more reps? It depends what your goals are. So if you are trying to just get generically fitter and stronger, and you're going to do bench press, maybe you aim to be able to lift a weight that you can do 3 sets of 10 for, right? That's giving you muscular endurance and strength. But by the time you get to repetition number 8, you should be thinking, whoa, this is hard. By 9 and 10, you should be shaking a little bit. And then you stop after 10 because you challenged yourself so intensely. Well, if you're trying to bulk up, and men, I'm talking to you when I talk about bulk, because women, we really don't have the capacity unless you're using steroids or you're going above and beyond with your nutrition specifically to try to pack on muscle. We don't have as much of those capabilities. But for bulking, guys, maybe you lift a specific amount of weight that you could only do 4 to 6 repetitions of. So if you're aiming for 6, that means by rep number 4, you're thinking, whoa, this is hard. 5, you're shaking. And 6, you give that big, you grunt when you put out or push out rep number 6. That's for size. Now, ladies, we might not be able to pack on as much size and bulk as men, but we can definitely also get stronger. And so that formula works for you as well. I'm trying very hard to increase my back strength. So I do about 6 reps when I'm doing rows. I get on the rowing, it's not the rowing machine because that's cardio. It's a back row. And yeah, I do whatever I can do. So repetition number 6, I'm just about to scream when I put it down. So if you're trying to get significantly stronger, forget bulk, just stronger, 4 to 6 repetitions. If you're just trying to get fitter and become somewhat more muscular and so forth, 8 to 10 reps is just fine. And then you could also be someone who does a little bit of both, right? Maybe on Monday you lift 3 sets of 10, and maybe on Wednesday you do 3 sets of 6, because I tell you, if you're doing 3 sets of 6 at a resistance that is really challenging to you, 2 days later, you might still be sore. And I do that with my workouts. Sometimes I show up at the gym and I just think, well, my body's not feeling it. And so maybe I dial it back, or I change up the workouts. If my legs are super sore, maybe I just decide to go way harder on my upper body and do a little less on my lower body. Great question, Cameron. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, we've got more. Elaine Henley, she is switching up the themes, and why not? She says, what's one mindset shift that helped you overcome the hardest part of your cancer journey? Ooh, mindset shift. I don't know if I shifted anything. I mean, the reality was I was prepared for the nightmare. Now, is anybody really prepared for it? I don't know, but my mindset was there. I was definitely scared and I cried a lot. I had all of those very human responses, but my mindset that I learned from being an athlete is the thing I think that allowed me to keep going, right? And it's what we do in road races. It's what we do in a soccer game, or when we're bowling, whatever it is, you keep going, you finish the game, even when it gets hard, even when you're losing, even when you're down, there's still an opportunity to win. Even if you're frustrated, even if you're exhausted, you have to keep going. And so that really helped me. It wasn't a switch. It was a use of the mindset I had learned my whole childhood playing sports. That's one of the reasons I really want all children to be involved with sports, even if they're bad. Folks, if you have a kid who you think, oh, this one's a nerd, he really likes science and video games and music. Okay, you can like those things, but still make that child participate in a sport, because in sports, they're going to learn how to win, how to lose with grace, how to win with grace. They're going to learn how to be a follower. They're going to learn how to be a leader. They're going to learn how to deal with group dynamic. They're going to learn to deal with physical stress, with learning new skills and so forth. And so I would say that mindset that came from being an athlete really was pivotal in my ability to endure the absolutely brutal 15 months that I experienced through cancer. And then, of course, making the choices to be happy. That's something I do. I was just a choice. That was just a choice, and I had it, and I found a way. No matter how bad things were, I would think about the good things in my life and how fortunate I was not to be a baby with cancer and so forth. So yeah, mindset really, really matters. But for me, because I was already in a great place with my mindset, I didn't have to shift it. I just had to lean in and use all I had. And boy, did I ever. So funny. People still me, they're like, you're the toughest person. No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I made good choices. And every day we all have the opportunity to make good choices or not, right? We can make a bad situation worse. I think about that. Think of how you've handled arguments with your family, right? Someone starts shouting at you. Do you shout back? Do you storm out? Do you hang up? Or do you calmly say, okay, well, let's table this until we can talk calmly? Or, maybe we can hit the reset button, have a cup of coffee and talk it out, or we can agree to disagree. But there's a good way to deal with stress, and then there's a really bad way to deal with stress. And hopefully, as we progress in life, we can continuously aim to make better decisions when we are handed stress, because stress is going to happen all the time. It's just, how do we respond to it? Okay. Maria Fernandez, she says, Fitz, oh, this is nice. You're always so positive on the microphone. How do you stay upbeat when life gets heavy? Well, if we're talking about me during work, I have an on switch, and that's one of my greatest gifts right there, is my on switch. So if life is heavy, the second I step on my stage, anything that's going on in life beyond being on the stage just doesn't matter. It doesn't factor into what I do. When I stand on a stage, whether I'm doing a keynote or I'm announcing a race, I am laser focused on the people in front of me and their needs and the job at hand. And so, yeah, it's actually awesome for me if things are heavy. I mean, clearly with cancer, announcing and speaking was a really great relief for me, but having a wonderful way to take your attention off the sad or terrible thing, what a blessing. And so I hope you'll use that too. Maybe you're fighting with your spouse or your boss, and then you show up at a Major League Baseball game. Just lean into that. Be that person, right? Or if things are rough at home, when you go to the office, dive into your work. And if things are bad at work, when you get home, dive into your home. You don't have to take all of your burdens with you. And man, I understand the great benefit of those distractions. So I would say the regular person, the average Joe and Jane, they work Monday through Friday, right? They're working 5 days a week. I don't always get that. I mean, yeah, I'm here, I'm doing stuff like this, or I'm writing my books. Oh, we're going to talk about my books, but I only have access to the stages when I'm hired. And so, it's probably 100 days a year I spend on a microphone, which is awesome. But then there's 200 days I'm not. And what if something happens that makes me sad? Those are times where I wish I had you, where I wish I was announcing a race or speaking, because those are the things that exclusively occupy my mind. And I can't take my eye off the prize. If I'm doing a keynote, I can't think about someone being a jerk in my neighborhood. I can't think about the HOA. I can't do that. All I can think about is speaking coherently and providing solutions for the people in front of me. So I I wish I had more of that. My schedule is also grand, right? I'm not complaining. But when I started the show, I actually told you, I need you. I do. I do. You make me so happy, and you make anything frustrating kind of less than. You take my mind off of things. And when I think of you, I'm just thinking about health and exercise and sports, and that makes me very happy. And so I hope you have something that takes your attention away. So if it's your work, great. If it's your family, great. If not, get some hobbies and lean into them. When anything's heavy, you have to lean into your hobbies, your passions, the things that make your life better, because they will work. They will take the edge off your anxiety. They will reduce your depression. They will add joy. And we can control those things, right? If somebody breaks, oh my gosh, you're going through a breakup. Wow. Are you going to sit around and listen to sad music, or are you going to get out and go exercise or go to a party, or I don't know, just go do something / anything to get your mind off that person? Yeah, you should do that. You should do that. Okay. Those are the questions I'm answering for the day. Thank you so much for asking them. I love having great conversations to talk about. Don't forget about those American running flag shirts. They're at fitzness.com, and my new book has a title. Oh my gosh, it's good. I'm really excited about it. I'm not ready to release it yet, but has a title, and I'm stoked. And then, okay, here is the communication tip of the week. The communication tip of the week is something that I'm personally working on. I voice text all the time, and I often do it when I'm driving. I'll just say, hey Siri. If I say it, she'll respond to me. So, there she is. Okay, shut up, Siri. But I'll say, hey, Siri, text so-and-so. And then she does. And so I don't have to look at the phone or use my hands. And plus I drive stick, so I don't have the opportunity to text while driving. But I'll rattle off a message and then allow her to send it. And then apparently the message is garbage. Sometimes it's just gobbledygook. And so I'm trying to slow my roll. I mean, I like to be quick, and voice texting has really made that easy. But my pointer is to do the thing that I want to do, is don't hit send on the text until you actually get eyes on it, and make sure you're not saying horrible things or inappropriate things to the receiver. Because one of the things she does, Siri, she takes the word races, RACES, and she changes it to racists. So if I might say something like, I'm excited about the races, and then it'll read, I'm excited about the racists. And note, I'm never excited about racists. I don't think racism is good or productive, and I'm just not excited about them. But sometimes via this ridiculous voice texting scenario, I see that. And so, yeah, just edit your text before you hit send, because you may be inappropriate. I once almost sent something absolutely god-awful, sexual, and inappropriate to one of my neighbors, who's this very nice, happily married Christian man with 3 boys. And I would have felt like a real bozo had I done that. So I was grateful to retrieve that message. But yeah, edit your voice text. And then the song of the week, this is such a good one. It's MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, and his song is Cliche, and it's really fun. And MGK, he's got the whole body black tattoo, or not the whole body, his torso. He's a white guy, and he basically tattooed his whole chest and arms black. I'm not sure why he did it. And he kind of looks kind of cool, even though I don't like tattoos. But he normally doesn't dance. But in this song, or in the video, he dances, and I was very surprised. He's quite a good dancer. He's a cute little man. But the song Cliche is very fun. So please add it to your playlist while you are skateboarding or rock climbing or paddleboarding. That's right. It's summer. So I'm going to throw that activity in. I'm adding that song to the Fitzness playlist on Spotify. So if you're looking for a whole workout playlist, I've created it for you, and you can listen for free. Just go there, search Fitzness, and it'll pop up. But yeah, I'm adding MGK's Cliche to my playlist, and you should add it to yours. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't done so yet, hit subscribe, leave a nice review, and know that I love you. Thanks for all the birthday love. Get to work. Bye, team. Mwah!
Hi, this is Rudy Novotny, the voice of America's Marathons. We all love how much running has benefited every aspect of our lives, so much so that most of us only wish we'd started sooner. Wouldn't it be wonderful to gift the opportunity to children of today? Well, you can. The Morning Mile is a before-school walking and running program that gives children a chance to start each day in an active way while enjoying fun, music, and friends. That's every child, every day. It's also supported by a wonderful system of rewards, which keeps students highly motivated and frequently congratulated. Created by our favorite fitness expert, Fitz Kohler, Morning Milers across the country have run over 2 million miles and are having greater success with academics, behavior, and sports because of it. The Morning Mile is free to the child, free to the school, and is inexpensively funded by businesses or generous individuals. Help more kids get moving in the morning by visiting morningmile.com. Champion the program at your favorite school or find out more about sponsorship opportunities. That's morningmile.com. Long may you run.